So g'day, this is Glenn, and in today's video we're going to be looking at some of Canada's 1 cent coins. So the first 1 cent coin was introduced in 1858. It wasn't introduced for the actual Dominion of Canada as it exists now. It was issued in the first province of Canada. Now consists mainly of Quebec and Ontario, and the other provinces actually joined a bit later. And if you can see here, so here's a Nova Scotia, 1861 1 cent. Newfoundland, 1876 1 cent. So Newfoundland didn't join until 1949. And oh, here we go, Prince Edward Island. So here's another 1 cent. Can you actually see it? Yeah, see, these are actually quite bad things to actually see. So that's 1871. So obviously they hadn't joined Canada at that time. But we'll look at those coins in another video. So what we're talking about here is Canada's coins from 1858 to 2012. Obviously they don't use the 1 cent coin anymore. They withdrew it in 2013. The last mintage for circulation was 2012. And you can see the actual quality of the actual metal actually went down. So the first coins you can see, so this is the actual first mintage for Canada itself. And this is Heaton Mint in the UK. So it's a 1 cent. And this one is from Victoria the Great. This one has a mintage of 4 million. And it's probably like in very fine condition. So in this condition, you're probably paying about $5 to $10, I would say, that I've seen. And then we actually have some other 1 cent coins from Queen Victoria as well. So here we have a 1888. So this one also has a mintage of 4 million. So here I actually have the two earliest coins, 1876 and 1888. And the actual mintage of those is 4 million each. So this one is H for Heaton. And then we have a cleaned one. So this is cleaned, but as you can see, it's actually toning up. So it's actually developing a patina again. So these coins will actually start to develop a patina once they're cleaned, but it'll take quite a long time. So 1899 and 1900. So the 1899 has a mintage of 2.4 million. Yeah, so in this condition, because it's been cleaned, probably $2 or $3. This one's probably 5 or 10. This one, because 1900 low mintage, 1 million, which is pretty much the lowest mintage of these Canadian 1 cents. You're probably talking about $10 to $15 for a coin like this. So these ones are not cheap, not like the later Canadian coins, which actually are quite common. So then we have 1919. So this was issued under George the 5th. As you can see, it has maple leaves. The maple is actually pretty much the same, but they just moved Canada over this side, so actually made the actual 1 cent a bit smaller. And this one has a mintage of about 11.2 million. So the mintage actually increased quite a lot. And Canadian 1 cents, the mintages really took off in the 50s as inflation started to take off. So yeah, 11.2 million. This one you're probably paying under $5. So as you can see, the two effigies, Victoria di Grazia Regina, and they have Canada there. But this one actually changed it to all abbreviations. So George V, di Grazia Rex et India Imperial. So that is, it's quite easy. You can actually look up what these actually mean on the internet. Then in 1920, they actually issued this smaller coin. So this one was also issued with the actual large coin in 1920. These two coins are not rare. Both of them are 95.5% copper, 3% zinc, 3% tin, and 1.5% zinc. So they're the same material, but this one is 25.5 millimeters and 5.67 grams. This one's 19.05 millimeters and 3.24 grams. And later on, I actually reduced the actual weight of that coin as well. So this is when the mintages actually started to get higher. So 1920 had a mintage of 15.5 million, a little bit less, but I'm just rounding it up here. So you're talking about probably $1 or $2 for a coin like this. And 1932, 21.3 million. So, less than $1 you'll be paying for a coin like this. So they're actually very common to get. And the date you actually want to look for is 1936. And no, they got two 1936, so I'm not sure. Okay, dot under date. So there should be a dot under date for the 1936. And any other ones, any of them close to 1 million, like the 1923, 24, 25, are actually quite valuable. So for the 1923, in this condition, you're probably talking about $20 to $30. So that's the actual one you want to get. And the 1936 with a dot, most of them are melted down, 5 are known. So that's actually going to be prohibitive to actually get. And here is the actual effigy, and as you can see, the designs are the same, and so is the inscription. They just actually made it small. And it's actually quite nice if you look at it close up. Yeah, I actually like it. Nice small coin. I like nice small coins or big coins. In between there, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. So here we actually have two small coins. So we've got the one issued 1920 to 36. Then in 1937, they actually changed the design to the current designs, and they've done that to actually all the coins. So they also done that with the 25 cent. Put I think it's a caribou or a moose or something like that. We'll get to that later. And this one also has a maple leaf. So that's actually just quite bigger. And this one also has maple leaves. And the metal was actually pretty much the same. So 1950, as far as I know, most of these coins are actually quite common. So you would probably be looking for errors in these coins. Now, I'm not too familiar with Canadian errors and varieties, but that's what I'll actually be looking for. Like this coin actually has a mintage of 60 million. 60 million, yeah, you're probably gonna, if you go metal detecting in Canada, you'll probably find quite a few of these. Probably in bad shape. But the rest of the coins I'm going to show you are pretty much, you can buy them for $1 or less. I would probably buy bulk lots, so then you're actually getting good value, probably 20 or 30 cents each. But they're actually nice if you actually wanted to get a collection of Canadian coins. So here is the effigy of George V, pretty much the same as Australia's, except the actual abbreviation is actually a bit different than what we issued in Australia. So here's the actual Australian one. It's a bit bigger, but as you can see, it has all the actual abbreviation instead of the full word. So in 1953, they actually issued the Elizabeth II coins, and actually, do I have any from 1953? I'm not too sure. I've got 1957, so that actually has the Mary Gillick effigy. We'll have a look at the actual effigies in a minute. And these are actually all pretty much high mint. So the 1964 you see here, 484 million. For this effigy, the lowest mintage you're going to find is 1954, 22.1 million. So there's actually quite a lot. so these are all going to be quite common coins to actually get if you're actually buying Canadian pennies. If you're going to buy a single one, you can probably buy an uncirculated one for probably $1 or less. But the actual metal was 98% copper, 5% tin, and or 0.5% tin actually, and 1.5% zinc. So I actually changed the actual metal content at this time. The size and weight was the same. And then 81, 82, do I have one there? They actually changed it to copper as instead of bronze. So hopefully I've got an 81 or 82. So that's a bit of, oh, here you go. So that's the actual copper coin. That's the bronze coin. So if you actually see, you can't really tell the difference between copper and bronze, except copper is actually a lot harder to actually use as a metal. So that's the first metal change. Then in 82, they actually change it back to bronze. And in 1997, so this coin here, they change it either to copper plated zinc or copper plated steel, and they use those two metals until the end. Actually, copper plated steel issued 2099. So how do you actually tell the difference? Is usually the it's a bit hard because you got the P mint mark. So if you turn it over, usually, no, this one doesn't have it. So what you need to do is actually, see, this one's a zinc coin, copper plated zinc, when you actually look at it. But if, so this one's 2002, that one sticks to the actual magnet. So that's a steel. And here we have another 2002. If we do that, so we've got two 2002s. One is zinc, they didn't stick to the magnet, and the other one is steel. You can see the steel one has P. The zinc one has no mint mark. So that is how you can actually tell between the two metals. Pretty much the only way. Also, you can do the ding test, I like to say. So I've got the actual two coins. If you flip it like that, get it like that. This one actually, the zinc coin actually makes a bit of a sound. The steel coin doesn't make any sound. So if we have a look at some other coins, so these are all copper and nickel nickel coins. So this one's, yeah, 2012 might be, yeah, that one made a sound. 69, so this one's a nickel. And also nickel coins themselves, they're slightly magnetic, so they do stick. So that's a 69, yeah, they do stick to a magnet. 68, yeah, that's the nickel, better watch out for that, you can get silver. 85, yeah, nickel. Okay, if we have a look at the actual 2012, oh, also nickel, probably nickel plated steel. So anyway, that's how you can actually tell the difference between the actual metals, and we're getting a bit distracted. So we'll look at the effigies. Oh, sorry. Also another thing is that you actually have a 12-sided coin. So if we put two of these coins together, you can see one is round and the other one is actually 12-sided. So the actual 12-sided coin was issued between 1982 and 1996. So 82 to 96, 14 years. Not too sure what they actually issued a 12-sided coin. The only thing I can come up with is that they wanted to distinguish it from the United States coins. Or, as the metal content actually was the same, that's not the reason. So, but in 1997, they actually changed it to the actual round coin again. And that's when they actually changed the metals. So maybe that is how they could have actually separated coins. But if you got, you know, a machine with a magnet on it, they can do it automatically. Just separate it, pick up all the steel coins and put them on, but it doesn't do it to zinc. So then you got another shape to actually take them out. But I don't think the Canadian government would have worried about that. They probably would have just culled the bronze and copper coins because the metal content was a lot higher than the actual steel. And then we have the effigies. So we got the first one, the Gillick, 1953 to 1965. And then we have the Mackin, 1965 to looking at 1990. So, and then they changed it to this actual terrible design. It's actually quite it's actually quite not really the same. And this is the Dora de Pedri Hunt engraver, and as you can see, it looks like a 5-year-old done it. So that's actually why I don't like Canadian coins of this period, because the actual effigy is actually quite bad. Don't know why they actually persisted with this for such a long period of time. So 1990 to 2003. So they used it for 13 years. And then they had the actual, in 2013, the awesome effigy of the Queen Elizabeth II. So there you go. And this is actually the best effigy I've actually seen of her. I actually quite like it. Looks actually quite nice. But those coins are actually not very rare. And that is the Susanna Blunt effigy. So as far as I know, no other country uses it. And as Canadian coins, none of these are actually pretty low mint. Although you probably want to find errors and varieties. So anyway, here's where I'll leave the video. I'll make Canadian commemorative coins in another video because it's getting a bit long. So thank you very much for watching. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. Thank you and goodbye.